Hello, everybody. I'm Applejack Eclipse. I'm a local drag performer in the Rochester community, and I'm really excited to be here today to be involved with Drag Story Hour. So the way that this is going to go down is that each week we're going to be focusing on different age groups. So today we're going to be focusing on elementary level. The following week we're going to be focusing on middle school level. The week after that will be high school books. And our last week is going to be nonfiction. So for the elementary levels, we have some awesome picture books that we're going to read, focusing on LGBTQ themes. And then for the middle and high school levels, we will be reading a chapter or an excerpt from some books that I read, also centering on themes, largely fictional books. And I'm just really, really excited to share some awesome reads with you. So our first book is called Julián is a Mermaid. And this book I think is awesome because it's really about expressing yourself, how makes you feel most comfortable, whatever that looks like. It's a book about self-love, as I said, self-expression. And I'm going to be sharing my screen with you all. Give me 1 second. There it is. There we go. Move myself up here. Julián is a Mermaid, and the author is Jessica Love. Julián is a mermaid. This is a boy named Julián, and this is his abuela, and those are some mermaids. Julián loves mermaids. Oh, those are some colorful fish. And I like the stingray too. Vámonos, mijo. This is our stop. And off the train, Julián and his abuela goes. Abuela, did you see the mermaids? I saw them, mijo. Abuela, I'm also a mermaid. I'm going to take a bath. You be good. Julián has an idea. Oh, look at how creative he is using those ferns as a headdress. And then he has the curtains and he's gonna kind of turn them into his mermaid tail. Oh, that's very creative. Ta-da! Oh. Uh-oh. How do you think Julián's feeling in this moment? Come here, mijo. For me, abuela? For you, Julián. And look, his abuela gave him a beautiful necklace. Where are we going? You'll see, says abuela. Mermaids, whispers Julián. Like you, mijo. Let's join them. And they do. That's awesome. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. So that is our first book, Julián is a Mermaid, and it's just like, I don't know, it makes me feel good that Julián was able to kind of dress and be however he wanted, and his abuela was just so accepting, and that's just, I don't know, it's just a really good book. So our next book that we have is Has Two Mommies by Leslie Newman. And it's this idea of what makes a family. So I really hope you enjoy it. I'm going to pull up the next book. Here it is. And once again, I'm going to be sharing my screen. Here we go. Heather Has Two Mommies by Leslie Newman and illustrated by Laura Cornell. Heather lives in a little house with a big apple tree in the front yard and lots of tall grass in the backyard. Heather's favorite number is 2. She has 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 hands, and 2 feet. Heather has 2 pets, a ginger-colored cat named Gingersnap and a big black dog named Midnight. Heather also has 2 mommies, Mama Jane and Mama Kate. Ooh, those apples look good. Mama Kate is a doctor. She has 2 stethoscopes, so she and Heather can listen to each other's heartbeats. Mama Jane is a carpenter. She has 2 hammers, so she and Heather can build things together. Heather and her mommies have lots of fun together. On sunny days, they go to the park. And on rainy days, they stay inside and bake cookies. Heather likes to eat 2 ginger snaps and drink a big glass of milk. One day, Mama Kate and Mama Jane tell Heather that they have a surprise for her. You're going to start school next week, Mama Kate says. There will be lots of other kids to play with and a teacher named Miss Molly, adds Mama Jane. Can Midnight and Gingersnap come too? Asks Heather. No, they have to stay home, Mama Jane says. But you can bring 2 special things with you, says Mama Kate. Heather chooses her favorite blue blanket to rest with at nap time and her favorite red cup to drink out of at snack time. Soon the big day arrives. Mama Kate and Mama Jane take Heather to her new school. There are so many things to play with. Heather sees building blocks, dress-up clothes, crayons, and paint. Heather also sees a big round table for snack time and a quiet, cozy corner for nap time. While Mama Jane and Mama Kate talk to Miss Molly, Heather puts 2 puzzles together all by herself. Soon it's time for Mama Jane and Mama Kate to leave. They kiss Heather goodbye and Heather cries, but only a little. Heather has lots of fun at her new school. She builds a tower out of building blocks and dresses up like a firefighter. She drinks apple juice out of her favorite red cup at snack time and rests in the quiet corner with her favorite blue blanket at nap time. After nap time, all the students sit in a circle while Miss Molly reads a story about a boy whose father is a veterinarian. Who knows what a veterinarian is? Asks Miss Molly. I do. My mommy is a veterinarian, says Juan. A veterinarian is an animal doctor. My daddy is a people doctor, shouts David. My mommy is a people doctor too, Heather shouts even louder. What does your daddy do? David asks Heather. I don't have a daddy, Heather says. She looks around the circle and wonders, am I the only one here who doesn't have a daddy? I have an idea, Miss Molly says. Let's all draw pictures of our family. Juan draws his mommy, daddy, and big brother Carlos. Miriam draws her mommy and her sister. Sorry about that. Miriam draws her mommy and her sister Rachel playing in the park. Stacy draws her daddy and her papa reading her stories. Joshua hangs up the picture he drew of his mommy and stepfather dropping him off at his daddy's house. Emily tapes up the picture she drew of her grandma and their 2 puppies, Emmett and Charlie. David straightens out the picture he drew of the day his mommy and daddy brought home his new sister, Veronica, home. Miss Molly looks at all the pictures. It doesn't matter how many mommies or how many daddies your family has, says Miss Molly. It doesn't matter if your family has sisters or brothers or cousins or grandmas or grandpas or uncles or aunts. Each family is special. The most important thing about a family is that all the people in it love each other. Soon, Heather's first day of school is over. When Mama Kate and Mama Jane arrive to pick her up, Heather shows them all the pictures. Is that me? Mama Kate asks, pointing to Heather's picture. And is that me? Mama Jane asks, pointing to. This is the mommy I love the best, Heather says, pointing to her picture. And this is the mommy I love the best, Heather says, pointing again. Mama Kate and Mama Jane both laugh as Heather gives each of them 2 kisses. Then she takes their hands and they all head home. That's an awesome book. So our next story is we are going to be kind of looking at, it's called Red, a Crayon Story. So what happens when you try so hard to be one thing, but you can't be that one thing because that's not just who you are? And that's kind of the point of this next story. So, 1 second. Pulling up the next story, sharing my screen. There we go. Our next story is Red, a Crayon Story, and the author is Michael Hall. He was red, but he wasn't very good at it. The olive crayon goes, oh dear. His teacher thought he needed more practice. The scarlet crayon, who is Red's teacher, says, I'll draw a red strawberry, and then you draw a red strawberry. You can do this, really. But he couldn't really. Like this? Says the red crayon. Scarlet replies, oh my, let's try again. His mother thought he needed to mix with the other colors. The olive mother crayon goes, why don't you 2 go out and draw a nice round orange? Yellow replies, a really big one. And the red crayon says, a really orange one. But they made a big greenish one. Yuck, says the yellow crayon. Oops, says the red crayon. His grandparents thought he wasn't warm enough. Your class is making self-portraits for Parents' Night. Wear this warm scarf, says the silver grandparent crayon. Nice, it's so you, says the gray other grandparent crayon. But it so wasn't. So as we can see, we have Goldie, teal, purple, orange, and green, and there's red as well. But red isn't looking very red, is it? Everyone seemed to have something to say. Sometimes I wonder if he's really red at all. Don't be silly. It says red on his label. He came that way from the factory. Frankly, I don't think he's very bright. Well, I think he's lazy. Right, he's got to press harder. Really apply himself. Give him time. He'll catch on. Of course he will. But he didn't catch on. So green drew a green frog, black drew a black sheep, brown drew a brown cow, and red drew red. All the art supplies wanted to help, The masking tape thought he was broken inside. This will help hold you together. The scissors thought his label was too tight. One snip should do it. I thought he wasn't sharp enough, said the pencil sharpener. Stay still now. But even with all our help and all his hard work, he just couldn't get the hang of it. One day, he met a new friend. The berry crayon says, "Will you help me make a blue ocean for my boat?" "I can't," says the red crayon. "I'm red." "Will you try?" So he did. "Thank you," said the berry crayon. "It's perfect." "You're welcome. It was easy." And he didn't stop there. Bluebells, blue jeans, blue bird, blue berries, blue whale. I'm blue. He wasn't red. He was blue. And everyone was talking. My son is brilliant. Who could have known he was blue? I always said he was blue. It was obvious. His blue ocean really lifted me. All of his hard work makes me happy. His blue strawberries are my favorite. He's so intense. I'm going to make a green lizard with him, a really big one. I hear he's working on a huge new project. He's really reaching for the sky. And he really was. And then on the very last page, it says, "Isn't it a beautiful day? It's perfect." So that's a really awesome book that really kind of shows, in his case, he was kind of born in the wrong paper. He wasn't a red crayon, he was a blue crayon. And that kind of shows, that can kind of be the experience of what it's like to be transgender. And so our last book is also going to kind of hit on some of these themes. And our last book is called I Am Jazz, and it's by Jessica Herthel and Jazz Jennings. And it really talks about what does it mean to be transgender, and it's one person's experience. And just like the blue crayon, Jazz was also born kind of in the wrong body, so that's what this last book is gonna kind of hit on. Give me 1 second. There it is. And then I'm gonna share my screen. And here we are. I Am Jazz by Jessica Herthel and Jazz Jennings. Pictures are by Shaleg McNichols. I am Jazz. For as long as I can remember, my favorite color has been pink. My second favorite color is silver, and my third favorite color is green. Here are some of my other favorite things: dancing, singing, backflips, drawing, soccer, swimming, makeup, and pretending that I'm a pop star. Most of all, I love mermaids. Sometimes I even wear a mermaid tail in the pool. Oh, this kind of sounds like Julián from our first story. My best friends are Samantha and Casey. We always have fun together. We like high heels and princess gowns or cartwheels and trampolines. But I'm not exactly like Samantha and Casey. I have a girl brain, but a boy body. This is called transgender. I was born this way. When I was very little, and my mom would say, "You're such a good boy," I would say, "No, Mama, good girl." At first, my family was confused. They had always thought of me as a boy. As I got a little older, I hardly ever played with trucks or tools or superheroes, only princesses and mermaid costumes. My brothers told me this was girl stuff, and I kept right on playing. My sister says I was always talking to her about my girl thoughts and my girl dreams, and how one day I would be a beautiful lady. She would giggle and say, "You're a funny kid." Sometimes my parents would let me wear my sister's dresses around the house, but whenever we were out, I had to put on my boy clothes again. This made me mad. Still, I never gave up trying to convince them. Pretending I was a boy felt like telling a lie. Then one amazing day, everything changed. Mom and Dad took me to meet a new doctor who asked me lots and lots of questions. Afterwards, the doctor spoke to my parents, and I heard the word transgender for the very first time. That night at bedtime, both my parents hugged me and said, "We understand now. Be who you are, no matter what." This made me smile and smile. Mom and Dad told me I could start wearing girl clothes to school and growing my hair. They even let me change my name to Jazz. Being Jazz felt much more like me. Mom said that being Jazz would make me different from the other kids at school, but that being different is okay. What's important, she said, is that I'm happy with who I am. Being Jazz caused some other people to be confused too, like the teachers at school. At the beginning, they all wanted me to use the boys' bathroom and play on the boys' team in gym class, but that didn't feel normal to me at all. I was so happy when the teachers changed their minds. I can't imagine not playing on the same team as Casey and Samantha. Even today, there are kids who tease me or call me by a boy name or ignore me altogether. This makes me feel crummy. Then I remember that the kids who want to know me usually want to be my friend. They say I'm one of the nicest girls in school. I don't mind being different. Different is special. I think what matters most is the person is like inside. And inside, I am happy. I am having fun. I am proud. I am Jazz. That's such an awesome story. All right, everybody. So this concludes the first drag story hour. I hope you all really enjoyed it and liked it and had a lot of fun. Please stay tuned because we have more drag story hours coming up each Friday throughout the month of June. And the next video is going to be focusing on middle school age books. So we're going to get into some later chapter books, and I'm going to be reading some excerpts or a chapter or two from some of those books, also focusing on LGBTQ themes. So I hope that you enjoyed this, and I will see you next week. Bye, everybody.